The chocolate chip cookie. There are many recipes out there, but there is one particular recipe that set the standard. And yes, Toll House is the original chocolate chip cookie. Over 80 years old, it has stood the test of time. So we have put together a two-part episode to have a close look at the Toll House cookie and compare it to a brown butter recipe using Ghirardelli semi-sweet chocolate chips. So let's dive right into this. Toll House versus Ghirardelli brown butter.
So today we're making the original chocolate chip cookie, the Toll House recipe, made famous by every bag of Nestlé chocolate chips. It's the go-to standard, kind of by which all others are judged. And what gives them their characteristic texture is an even ratio of brown sugar to white sugar. They generally come out a bit flatter, crispy on the edges, gooey on the inside, pretty standard American chocolate chip cookie. So these here are nut-free. We're gonna whip up our batch with nuts. And to start, we're going to take our butter. It's been out all morning. We're gonna cream our butter, room temp, vanilla, eggs, 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and brown sugar. And we're gonna get that well mixed, whipped up, add our dry ingredients and get baking. So we're gonna start this with our room temp butter. Been out now for probably at least 4 hours. Make sure you give it plenty of time to soften up. Really makes it for a much better cookie. Don't be microwaving it. 3/4 cups white sugar. 3/4 cups brown sugar. Go pack that in. Today we're using the dark brown, but traditionally, the standard brown sugar is what's used. We're gonna get this mixed up for a few minutes before we add our vanilla and eggs. We'll start over here on low speed. Have a spatula nearby for scraping. Get this scraped off. Crack in 2 eggs. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Give it one last scrape, mix it again just to make sure everything is well incorporated. We'll move to the dry. For our dry ingredients, we're gonna start weighing 2 1/4 cups of flour. Get our teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda mixed in. Once that's well incorporated, we'll add in our Nestlé chips and walnuts. So you really wanna be gentle when measuring out the flour. Ideally, you can spoon it in there or gently scoop it out. Make sure you don't pack it in. 2 1/4 cups, leveled off. Through our sifter here. It's always best to use fairly fresh leavening agents. 1 teaspoon of that. Should get the right amount of poof. Teaspoon of salt. Take a whisk here, make sure it's well combined. So about half in here. We want to really barely mix in the flour. Have a spatula nearby to finish it off. That's gone. Second half. Finish this up with spatula. All right, that's almost done. Just to make sure we don't overmix, we'll finish it up as we add our chocolate chips and walnuts. So whole bag, 12 ounces chocolate chips, and 1 cup walnuts we chopped previously, maybe a little more. Get in here with the spatula to start, and we'll finish it off by hand. Fold it over. Let's make sure it's well combined. So we're gonna get this in the fridge for an hour or two, let it chill, makes it easier to scoop. The flour will hydrate, make for a much better cookie. All right, the dough's chilled for a bit. It's ready to scoop out. We're gonna use a large tablespoon-sized spoon, scoop it out and ball up about a golf ball size. Get them in the oven, 375 degrees. Should take about like 11 to 13 minutes, depending on your oven pan. We'll get the dough back in the fridge. Okay, so we got 2 test bakes done. 11 and a half minutes at 375 seems to be the right temp for this slightly smaller pan. So we're gonna go ahead and throw these 6 in and look for something similar. The light brown on the outside, but also ensuring the center is not doughy looking. I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. Keep an eye on them. We've been in for about 12 minutes. Pull these guys out. Let them rest on the counter 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna pull it off and onto a rack to finish cooling.
Toll House is the OG chocolate chip cookie. There will never be a replacement. There can only be different, but that won't stop us from trying.